My name is Francis Morrow, as you probably already know. I haven't really uploaded anything because I really don't have that much stuff to record. But today's topic is basically what I really wanted to approach was being saved and living a Christian lifestyle. I know it's very hard these days to live that lifestyle without being judged or being ridiculed or scrutinized. But I find that it is very hard for people to understand your perspective on certain things. Primarily, um, there was one subject that I really speak about a lot is really about saving yourself for marriage. And a lot of people don't get that decision. A lot of people think that is old fashioned and it has nothing to do with today's time, but I believe it has everything to do with today's time because if people would do things the way God has created it to be, then a lot of problems would not have occurred. So what if it's 2013? God's word still stands. And that was my status for Facebook a couple of days ago. And I feel like people need to understand why God has put his rules and regulations there. It's for a reason. It's to protect you because he loves you and he wants you to follow his will. And even if you found like you think that God's trying to spoil your fun because you can't have sex or you can't smoke weed or whatever the case may be, think of the long picture. It's have fun now or regret it later. I rather hope or strain myself now and then I know that I'm going to heaven and I'm going to be in a place where I don't have to be involved in sickness and pain anymore. It will just strictly be love and kindness of the Lord. Many people say I'm judgmental because I may bring it up. Like a lot of my coworkers, they say that, oh, you take this Jesus thing too seriously. And I find like God really took me seriously for everything that I've been through. I've been through a lot of things. A lot of people might not know my story, but maybe one day I'll testify about it. But I feel like the least I can do is live his word and live right. Even though I know I'm not perfect, I don't do a lot of things perfectly. I'm not a perfect person at all. But I do find that I have to live in his line. But I want to know, is there any other people who are struggling with this battle, either saving themselves or doing what they have to do to remain pure? Because it just seems like it's so antiquated. It's not something that's modern. It seems like everybody is around me is having sex in any kind of illegal form. Me me personally, I think that as as a person of God, if you're gonna say that you're a Christian and you lack in one area, you make people judge you in all different types of areas. So, in my opinion, I think that if you're a Christian, then you live your life like a Christian. Don't say one thing and do another. If you say that you're a Christian, be a Christian. That's all I say. Um, if you're struggling with being trying to save yourself for marriage, I think that the most thing that somebody should do is to pray and fast and ask God to help them with that matter. I find that it's really, really disgusting the responses that I've gotten previously on this matter by people who are in the world. They find that it's like, what's wrong with it, or I'm being a prude, or I'm not up to the times. I feel like I need to be me, and there's nothing wrong with me. I find that I'm 27 going on 28, and I find that there's nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna stand on the word of God no matter what, because that's who I am. And maybe I'm not right in every area, but I believe that God has a word for everything. He has a plan for me, and I will be one with my husband and only my husband. And I really don't understand why people have that concept. I don't know if it's because of the day and age about the media portraying as being intimacy being something that doesn't even exist anymore. Sex is like shaking hands to people nowadays. I just met you and I'm attracted to you, and bam, bam, thank you, man. I specifically, I don't judge people like that, because I know there's a lot of people who are victims of molestation or rape. There's a lot of things that trigger that, so I can't judge a person for doing that. But I personally believe that if you just sacrifice yourself and just do this for God, there's so many ways that God will reward you. And if you have fallen, then God will always forgive you and you can get back on track. But my thing is, I'm questioning a lot of people who are Christian. Do you think that it's really a standard?